Good afternoon. Um, I talked about advertising as well as sales promotion in my earlier videos. Right at this moment of time, I will say something about personal selling. Personal selling is one of the most important component of promotional mix. Personal selling is basically a kind of presentation about goods and services before the customers to convince or to pursue to buy the product or services. This is basically a quality of salespeople that is very important because salespeople are involved in these kind of things. So this is the ability of a salespeople to convince or to pursue the customers to use his or her products or services by demonstrating the benefits about his products or services. Now, what are the important aspects of personal selling? Personal selling is basically face-to-face basis. This is a win-win situation we can say, as because you will, if you have any doubt, you can clear the doubt of the customers. At the same time, what the customers are saying to you, you are giving the answer. At the same time, if the customer is satisfied, he will buy your product or services. At the same time, your company will earn the profits. But personal selling is a difficult procedure, no doubt of it, because it requires a lot of characters. You have to show a lot of characters being a salesperson. You should have a better persuasion skill because Rome was not built in a single day. It required a lot of time. Similarly, each and every customers will not go and purchase your products or services. If you think in that way, you are in fool's paradise. So what is important that your customer, your each and every customers will not allow you to purchase your products or services. But you have to continuously hammer or give him the reminder regarding the purchase of product and services. You should be flexible. The customer should be, have a lot many queries and questions. He may have a tricky questions, but you must be flexible enough because you have to deal the customers properly. You have to inform him regarding the features as well as benefits of the products. You have to give the demonstration. At the same time, have to handle the queries of the customers. Now, definitely, it will increase the sales. Personal selling is really an art, definitely, because that's why companies hiring a lot of people who are mature or fresh and give them a proper kind of training so that they are confident enough. The people who are important here must have a proper knowledge about the availability of the product and services. That means you should have proper knowledge about your distribution network. If you do not have the proper knowledge about your distribution network, it is not possible for you to meet the objective. Personal selling is giving up mutual benefits, both customers as well as the company, I mean to say the salespeople, because it is a two-way process. Both seller as well as buyer derive benefit from it. While customers are satisfied, you will definitely go and purchase your products and ultimately you enjoy the benefits. So these are equally important in case of, I would say, personal selling. Now personal selling is very important as because by advertisement or sales promotion, companies about the products and services customers may be aware of this particular product and services. But you have to deal with this kind of customers because you are meeting him directly. So what is important? You have to create a demand for both for your products for your customers. You have to create demand for products, both new as well as existing one. We have to create new customers with the help of expand. We can expand the market of your portfolio. Now, sometimes customers will willing to give you some kind of suggestions and benefits. At the same time, you are there into the market day in day out. So, important thing is that what the other companies are providing. That means your competitors' activities are very important here. What kind of price they are offering to their customers? What is the benefit they are providing? What is the quality type? So, lot of information you will get from these customers, which will help your company as well as you in future. Now, important thing is that you require a kind of quality for personal selling. That's why companies are willing to take those right candidates only who have a pleasant personality and a good sound hearing. You should have a proper imagination, initiative. Self-confidence is very important. You should have a very sharp memory as well as mental alertness. You should know the customer need and preferences. You should also have honesty as well as integrity also, because ultimately this will increase the confidence level of your customers as well as your employers also. You have to guide the customer. You have to understand the basic need of the customers. Only then it will be easier for you to go ahead. You should have a very good knowledge about your product as well as company. Vis-a-vis the market, knowledge is very important. If the customer is asking about the prices, qualities, how to use it, what are the precautions is required while using this particular product, you should be in a position to give you the answers. That is very important. And you should have a very good, I would say, you must be very humble, polite. At the same time, you should know the basic objective is sell your products. So that is very important, and you must have a persuasion knowledge as well as you should have a, I would say, you should know the persuasion is very important because Rome was not built in a day. That's why regular hammering and giving the reminder day to day is very important and vital. Because unless until if you do not have this kind of things, it's not so easy. Because nobody will go and purchase your products. I would say if your products and services are used by each and every customers, then the manufacturing unit is required to be built into your premises or into your jurisdiction. So it is not possible. How many manufacturing units are there? So it may happen today a customer is using your product, tomorrow he is not using your product. Your product, new product may be launched into the market. The customer is not willing to take this kind of things. So a lot of things are there. So you have to deal with this kind of customers. And each customers are unique in nature. Please understand, each customer is a market. Each customer is a market. So please understand, personal selling is very important. Those who are willing to build your career in sales and marketing, you should have this kind of ability. You should have these things. There are different states of personal selling. The number one step is prospecting. If I know what is my company's product and services, if the quality is required to purchase this product, because of that thing, you should basically targeting the wealthy person, the rich person, or educated person. You cannot go to other persons. So you have to understand what is the objective of your company. What is the objective to meet this kind of customers? So prospecting is very important thing. What is important? You get all these informations from the company senior colleagues because they have a sales data vis-a-vis your customers details. those who are using this kind of product. It may be your distributor, it may be a retailer, it may be customers, small customers, it may be doctors or so on. So what is important here is you should know who is your customer and whom you are going to meet. Now pre-approach is very important. Pre-approach is important at this time. You should have a proper preparation skill. You should know the customers. You should know the customers who are using your product, whether they are using your product or not. What is the if they are not using your product, that means they are using other companies' products. So why they are using? What is the price of that thing? Each and everything should be in your mind, and you should know which time is favorable. Our job being a salesperson is to identify right customer at right moment at right place. That is the objective of a salesperson. The next stage is approach. You should approach a person. You must be approachable. Who is approachable at the same time? He may be busy in that time. So you better try to avoid this kind of person at that time. Don't disturb him at all. So approach is very important, and approach is important. Why? Because through this kind of thing, your customers will get some kind of ideas about you as well as your companies and your products and services. So first impression is the last impression. So always do these kind of things. Approach is very important, and it requires your presentation skill, communication skill, and all these kind of skills are required, and it requires a lot of practices also, because we learn from our mistakes. So more you learn, more you are there into the market, you will learn a lot many things automatically. The next stage is presentation. Basically we have to show our products, features and benefits that will attract the customers based on the need of the customers. So you can give the demonstration by showing some kind of article, paper, brochure or something like that, or you can go for this kind of I mean to say laptop presentation, or by CAM you can give the presentation in front of a customer. Now based on this kind of things, customers may raise some kind of queries also. It is expected that you will give the proper answers. You will give the proper answer. That is basically objection handling. What is the price? Why should I use? This company is giving this kind of benefits. Why don't you do this kind of things? Why you are not giving this kind of site? So lot many things are there. Why you are charging so much? This kind of questions may add. Because customers may say, I was not at all satisfied with your earlier behavior of your salesman, or I was not at all accepted this kind of things, because I used your products and it is really bad, terribly bad. So what to do, man? You have to listen all these queries. Don't jump into a conclusion. Better give him a chance so that he will speak out. So when he will speak out, you have to think all these things. If you do not know the answer, because it's not possible for each and every individual to give the answers. So if you do not have the knowledge, don't say tell a lie. Don't tell a lie. You will do a mistake at that moment of time if you do this kind of thing. So what is important at this moment of time? You say humbly, politely, that yes, sir or madam, I do not have this kind of knowledge or information right at this moment of time, but I will percolate your message to my superior as well as this product management team, and I will come back to you shortly. Saying no is not a problem or big deal. What is important that you must inform him after getting this information from the superior or the product management team. Obviously, that is important. Please do not say a lie. Tell a lie. That is very bad. Most of the time, I have seen this is the problem is created by the salespeople when they are saying unnecessary wrong messages, unnecessary wrong information they are providing, which is absolutely no. Don't say like that. The next stage is closing the call. Close the call. That is very important and vital. So when you are dealing with the customers may be attracted, may not be attracted. But it is your duty to conclude these things. You may conclude this way that to summarize all these products benefits as well as features, you have to say this is the benefit you are giving over the other companies or competitors, and at the same time you can say yes, please you give an order to me, put a pressure to him, but politely. Why? Because ultimately my objective is to take the order from the customers. If I do not do this kind of thing, when I will do that, you will miss an opportunity. But with a smiling face, with a proper kind of attitude, you can say like this. But this requires a lot of skill. More you are experienced, more you are matured, you can handle this kind of situations. Now the last stage is follow up. Very important and vital for sales, because it is not possible that each and every customers are supporting your brand and service. I have already mentioned that each and every customer is giving you the support. That means company's manufacturing plant will be in your headquarter. No, it's not possible. It may happen that company's products or brand is supported by some customers. Some customers are use this brand but not satisfied. That's why they left. You may launch new products. Customers are using it, may not have this kind of knowledge, or they simply stop it. So your job is to convince them to pursue. That is very important. So where from you get this knowledge? So follow up is very important, and because you get this kind of information from the market itself. What kind of, what is the his prescribing habit? What is his purchasing pattern? Whether he is supporting Hindustan Unilever or Dabur or Medico or Colgate Palmolive or Dr. Reddy's, Novartis, Pfizer, Glaxo, what is what? Why he is right? So this kind of information should be in your thing, because you get this kind of things from your distributor or stockist, or you can get this kind of information from the retailer itself, because they are, that is the most important aspects. When you go for a next visit to a customer, you should know what is happening exactly, and you start with that. Last meet we had a discussion regarding this aspect, and you promised me to buy this kind of things. Today I have come here, to do this kind of things. I will discuss on these particular aspects, and because of this kind of reason, why don't you take my products? So that is very important, and most important thing is that ultimately if the customer is supporting you or willing to give you the order or some kind of things, it will be beneficial for you as well as your company. So I hope I have explained it properly. So it will help you out regarding this particular aspect. So this is basically I want to say overall personal selling. Thanks a lot and enjoy watching. Thanks a lot.